let's get a crack in here. So this is the State of the Union, and these are really fun to do. I've done a few of them on like people's podcasts or on Facebook Lives or things like that. But then I realized like I've never done one. And I was like, oh, probably should do that because I have a lot of insights, a lot of conversations that I'm having, and I'm really, really excited to share them with you. So also, if everyone can be muted, team, can you take on the muting task here? Okay, I just want to preface by saying people are 100% still purchasing VIP days. I see Roger in my little corner, and Miss Ma'am over here is literally kissing all of her monthly retainers goodbye because she sold so many VIP days. Okay, so this is like a real thing. This is not something that I'm making up just because I live in my VIP day bubble. This truly is happening. I'm speaking to people not only in our program, in our sprint, but also in the DMs, also in masterminds, events, you name it. So what has changed is somewhat of your messaging of your VIP day. Now there's elements that are similar, but I'm going to share with you how you can adjust your messaging to be most relevant for the time that is now, right? So it's all fancy and stuff. I didn't even know these animations were a part of it. So here we are. Highlight exactly who you help because people ain't got time, okay? And I know they didn't have time before, and like going into a really difficult situation in a lot of families, I want to recognize and at the same time, not also project that people's lives are changing. And that could mean that family dynamics are changing. That could mean career dynamics are changing, business dynamics are changing. It's a lot happening right now. And so it's important to go into your messaging with that in mind. Now, that does not mean that you need to plaster the word recession over everything. In fact, I don't necessarily agree with that. So I just want to encourage you that you have to really sit into who it is that you're supporting as clients and think, what is going on in their life right now, right? And granted, you can't anticipate everything, right? But you can really turn on your empathizing nature and think through what is going on right now and how does what I do support that. So how you can tailor your message is for sure always time over money. Now, I know that, recessions bring on money tightness for people. And I also don't think that you necessarily need to tailor your message to it, okay? Because there are always people who will figure it out because they want more time. They want more time to spend with their families during the, oh no. Christy, my slides disappeared. Of course they did. Please hold. Can y'all still see them? Okay. All right. It's cool. Thank you, Christy. Thank you. All right, cool. Well, we're just going to hop on back in, friends. Hop on back in. Okay. There they are. All right. I know y'all think System Save Me has no tech problems. Trust and believe we do have them, less of them because Cole on our team is handling them, but they still happen. So again, don't start to feel like you have to, I've seen it more now than I ever have, a lot of discounting VIP days. If you are in my programs, if you're in my sphere, you know how I feel about that. And I don't feel bad about discounts when it comes to things that don't have to do with your time. So with services and things, I feel very, very passionate not to discount your VIP days, especially when the value of the VIP day is the speed, not necessarily like the price, right? The value comes in the fact that you're able to get a result for somebody in a faster amount of time. That hasn't changed, right? So continue to focus on the time message of, hey, like this, I was just talking to someone yesterday about talking about the delays that will happen if somebody doesn't take action today in the next month, because a lot of the people that are coming to us, they have tried to get the result that we offer before they came to us and it wasn't successful. And so now they're months, weeks delayed from the result that they're looking for. And so making sure to express that you acknowledge we've already kind of delayed, we've already kind of, moved the needle, and where has that brought you? Where has that taken you? Like, it's really important to talk about that in your messaging, right? Flexibility and adaptability. So when you are talking about your VIP day, how is it that you're setting them up for adjustments and adapting, right? Whether it's a life result that you're helping people with, or a business result that you're helping people with, how is the VIP day you are giving people going to ebb and flow with the unexpected changes and adjustments that are going to be happening in 2023? They happen all the time, but people are going to be a little more tuned in to finding offers and services that help them to stay flexible and adaptable in this time. So if you have anything in your language that is like one and done, that language probably isn't going to land anymore, just because people are like if it's one and done, in their mind, they're like, it's not going to adapt to how things are changing and adjusting. And am I going to have to get another VIP day or whatever? People are going to go down into spiral. So I would highlight more on, okay, we're going to build this thing. And, in my deliverables, or when you leave the VIP day, here are the tools and things that I have in place for you to be able to adjust or tweak or adapt whatever result it is that we've created for you that day, right? Then, how will your VIP day help people with their mental state? I don't know who else was reading the Instagram trends report for 2023, but people are really gearing toward a better mental state. I know I am. I'm not going to put that on anyone else, but I want to encourage you, even if you're doing something that has nothing to do, quote unquote, with like someone's mental state. I do believe that when you are able to create a result in a faster period of time, it inevitably is helping people gain peace of mind because they know something is done, and that then alleviates and relieves people of all of the mental hubbub going on. And so that therefore is helping people with their mental state. So if you can share how your VIP day is helping people relieve some pressure, gain some clarity, gain some calm, gain some peace, that languaging is going to help support your messaging and marketing of your VIP day, because that's what people are wanting. That's what people are needing in this current climate that we're in. And so, for people who it's like, I'm already supporting directly with people's mental state, then awesome, like amp it up. If you haven't had this as a part of your messaging, I suggest that you sprinkle it in and whatnot. So just really thinking about the extra level of care that your VIP day is providing people when it comes to their mental state. And then lastly, how will your VIP day bring about more happiness and fulfillment? Like, I don't remember what I consume a lot. I'm a speed reader. I'm a speed listener, which I guess makes sense in a lot of ways in my life. I like things fast, I guess. But I was listening to something, I can't remember now, and it was talking about like, ultimately, everyone is just looking for opportunities to bring about more happiness and fulfillment in their life, whether that is from a business realm, right? Or whether it's a career realm, or if it's a life, family, health, all of the different ways, people are wanting to have more happiness and fulfillment. Like that is ultimately at the bottom of like everybody's, or not the bottom, but I guess at the top of what people are looking for. And yes, is it, I know my systems people are like, okay, what are you talking about? But listen, I get a lot of happiness when my systems are working. I get a lot of anxiety when my systems are not, right? So that automatically is something that you can bring up, is like, do you want to feel like, we have contingency plans here at Systems Save Me a Lot. And so I know that I can stand here and be grounded and talk with you and know that my team can run and know what's going on because there's contingency plans in place, right? So what are the contingency plans of whatever it is that you're building with people, counseling people through, auditing for folks, et cetera? Like how will that actually bring people more happiness and fulfillment, whether in business, life, et cetera? What are folks looking for in 2023? So lots of fun conversations, lots of interesting offerings and whatnot that have come into my DMs that people have been requesting from me. And again, if I didn't directly shout you out on this list, this doesn't mean all hope is lost or anything like that, or you shouldn't do VIP days. I'm just doing an extra emphasis on things that I am noticing, but also that I know people are going to be looking for. Strategy is huge. This is also not in a numerical order. I didn't put numbers up here on purpose. Strategy for sure. Like if you are a strategist, this is your time to shine, okay? Because everybody's marketing, delivery, all the things have to adjust. And so who are they going to need to work with? Strategists. Okay, they need help and direction and pointing and understanding and taking past data, but also not relying on past data because it's a different time that we're in. So people are going to be like binocularing around tree trunks to find strategists, okay? Because people are needing that type of support. If everyone can mute themselves, that would be super, super awesome. Thank you. So strategy is definitely something that is not that it wasn't being looked at before, but it is being looked at much, much higher now. Secondly, setups. What I mean by setups are, again, if you're setting up someone's like, I don't know, semi plug and play process. So that could be a hiring process, that could be a Dubsado setup, that could be a social media scheduling setup, it could be an inbox management setup, whatever it is, setting up, because people are, again, very, very much crunched for time and they're wanting to have something done for them. Done for You is about to have a heyday, okay? Like it's never had before, because I think, and not that courses, programs, or any of that stuff is going away, and people are like, okay, I've tried to do it myself 1, 2, 5, 7, 27 times with these programs or with these courses, and I've tried and actually now I just want someone to do it for me because I'm over it, right? So Done for You, be excited for your heydays. Connections. So what's interesting is obviously there's a lot going on in the marketing space where ads are adding, and organic social, you're having to increase the volume that you are doing in order to get the results that you would have gotten a few years ago, right? So now more people are looking for connections. So, and I know Terry was on our call yesterday, and she comes top of mind. So she's a PR person, and so she connects people with the media. And so people are looking for connections, whether that is podcast guesting, whether that's PR, whether that is affiliates, whether that is JV, joint venture situations. People are looking for ways to connect with other people in a very systematic and supportive way, right? So if you are in the area of connecting people, like shout it from the rooftops, people are looking for you. People who ignored affiliates or thought that they could do business on their own now are freaking out because, yeah, you can't really do it on your own anymore. You can, but it's going to be more expensive for you. So, and by that, I mean marketing. Like you can still be a solopreneur and be great. That's a different thing. Visibility. So anybody who can get you in front of more people. So connections and visibility kind of go all in one. Visibility also, I think, does highlight, if you are in the social media space, how you can diminish the amount of time that people are having to spend doing social media, but yet still have a lot of content going out. You are going to be looked at for sure. Mental health support. Again, I'm going to say it again, and this isn't because it's trending. I've always thought mental health support was increasingly important. And after the past 2 years that we've had, y'all should be out here, okay? Because people need you. I have been trying to get a play therapist for my bonus son, and because it's been some interesting couple of years, and we can't even find play therapists. They have wait lists for months before we're able to get him somebody. Like, there is such a need for y'all right now. So if you are directly in the mental health space, please, like, get visible, have connections, like, be out here, because people are totally looking for you. More things that people are going to be looking for. Events. All right. So we are semi coming out of the pandemic. That is not to say it's over per se. I don't really know what the accurate metric for it being over is, but events. People want to be in person. People want to connect and hang out and learn and network and grow. So if you are in the event space, you are in good hands. People are going to be looking for you. Event strategy, event marketing, whatever the case is. Side hustles. So I know that there definitely has been more people going back into corporate spaces, but they are still wanting to hold on to a certain part of their business that they may have had. And so I think a lot of people are going to look at adjusting their business models, or figuring out, how they can still have a business element going on while taking on a more corporate role for stability, security, all that sort of stuff, which again, I don't want to go on my rant about, but people are having to do what they have to do right now. So they are not looking to shut down their businesses and go full force in corporate, but they're looking to make both work. Okay, so if you help people in the side hustle space or adjusting to run their business while in corporate, then you are definitely going to be looked at. Let me get a sip of my coffee. Move on along. Like I said, podcasts, another heyday. Everybody, and it's funny, I was just at a survey, which I'm going to ask all of you to do, please, but survey around sponsorships, and because we're in the works of getting some sponsors for our conference, because I want to keep our ticket prices accessible. So I am reviewing all the data, and one of the things is that y'all are podcasters. Y'all consume via audio. And so that is very congruent with what's going on now. Podcast, anything podcast related, whether you're helping someone launch, manage, start, podcast guests, whatever with the podcast, again, shout from the rooftops. Data. People realize that they need to know what's working and what's not. And when they sit there and they have no idea what's working and what's not, they're going to be looking for data-centric support. They're going to be looking for people who can say, you've been doing all of these podcast guesting opportunities, but really where your clients are coming from is Pinterest or whatever the case is, right? Making this up. So you data people, you guys are going to become really, really important for people in the next year. And then again, financial freedom. So this is something that, again, isn't necessarily a trend or something that it would never be on my list. It's something that always people are looking for opportunities, whether that is, investment or stocks, or don't come to me for that stuff because my husband is the one that can nerd out on it. We do real estate and whatnot, but I think that people are really looking for new ways to not only make money but also keep their money and build wealth. So those are some things people are looking for in 2023. I have not looked at the chat. I see a 99 plus, and I'm just going to keep on moving. I will review later. Lovingly. I love that you guys chat with each other. Please keep chatting with each other. But if I go in there, I'm gonna be distracted and y'all gonna be like, okay, this party has gone on for way too long. So number 2, different is better than better. And what I mean by that is, instead of saying, my Dubsado setup is better than someone else's Dubsado setup, or my guest podcasting method, or my guest podcasting, whatever, VIP day is better than someone else's guest podcasting VIP day. It's it's very confusing in the space. It always has, but right now people are looking for different. People are looking for creativity, they're looking for innovation, they're looking for not what they have experienced previously, or not what they have tried to do previously. So when you say, okay, this is the better way to do Instagram, or this is the better way to do whatever, that languaging also is not going to cut it anymore. Or trying to say Facebook ads is better than Instagram, or YouTube is better than Pinterest, or whatever the case is. We're done with the betters. Different is what is in. So I would encourage you to really think about how your offer is different. And one of the biggest ways that your offer is different is your process. And I did not know that there's all this animation, so I apologize for those who get a little bit dizzy. How do you show your process? Case studies. I shared this with those of you in my program on Tuesday. Case studies, and I don't know if y'all have seen this and whatnot, but I have seen quite an increase in case study like marketing or freebies or whatever else, even webinars that are just straight case study webinars, right? Case studies are great right now for everything I just said, whether social ads, freebies, any sort of marketing, because people are wanting to see what is different about you and working with you. And again, one of the biggest differentiators is your process. And so case studies allow you to showcase what is like all the intricacies of your process, right? So what does this look like? I want to give a shout out to casestudybuddy.com. They don't know me, but I have been devouring the website and think it's so fascinating. These case study types are directly from their website. So I am putting my little reference down below, so you can go check them out if you want to. Again, I'm not an affiliate. They literally have no idea who I am. But their business is actually creating case studies for mid-size to what do they call it? Enterprise size businesses. And I was just looking through and they have so many varieties of how you can do case studies, whether it's written, audio, social, one-pagers, you name it. But I want to share that, again, you don't have to, some of these are super really, design heavy, but you also can create your case studies in just again, a kind of a one-pager situation with highlights and a little bit of story and metrics. So because people are, again, they're wanting to see the process. They want to see how you've helped someone else, and not just, and the social media ones are cool. And, they have the people's short attention spans in mind here. And I think that people are really, really looking to be able to devour and understand how you work with people, because again, that's one of the differentiators. If you just see two websites back to back and there, again, isn't any sort of case study process being shown, it's I don't know, they seem like they do the same thing, right? Strategic planning is strategic planning, right? Or Instagram marketing is Instagram marketing, or launch management is launch management, or counseling is counseling. No, it's not. We all know that we all have our own specific way that we can support people, thus our framework or process. And so creating a case study in whatever format it feels really good to you is, I don't want to say essential, but it will definitely make your life a little easier when it comes to marketing currently right now. So I would go and check out Case Study Buddy. They have a lot of different examples and things that you can pull. Again, they don't really work with the size of business, they don't even really work with my size business per se. So I guess you could potentially work with them if you wanted to, but I don't know them. So what I want you to check out with them is getting ideas, getting creative with how they are presenting information of their clients that they work with, and how you can do the same with yours. So again, take your frameworks, take your methods, take your processes, match them up with people that you have worked with, and then create a 1-pager or a 2-pager. You know, we don't need full-blown ebooks up in here, right? But creating opportunities for people to understand your process is where it's at. And then number 3, I know that the word influence has an interesting connotation. I recognize this. I am a millennial. I know that we did this. But I have really been noticing, even in my own business, but also just kind of how I'm consuming information, is I want to know like the person behind the business. I want to understand the mission behind the business more than I probably ever have. And I would say that that's pretty clear, like just generally speaking. And I'm not talking about, you know, you can share your breakfast if you're a nutritionist, I suppose, right? But what I mean by influencer is the ability to help people change their behaviors or actions or characteristics because of the work that you do, right? And so I kind of want to reclaim the word influencer a little bit, and adjust and reframe how we think about it, because each of y'all are influencers, whether you want to claim the word or not. I also have a very like difficult relationship with that word, but I want to encourage you that your people, the people that are wanting to work with you, want to know who you are, why you're doing what you're doing, why you're passionate about helping the specific people that you help more than ever. And so if you're keeping that information behind a sales call or behind, you know, a paywall of sorts, that is going to have people pausing more than ever before. And so I want to encourage you to get out here and share, you know, what behaviors or actions of your clients you would like to influence, and not in a manipulative way, not in a skeezy way. And I never have to concern myself with that when I'm talking to y'all. What I mean by that is, again, the behaviors and actions that I want to influence with y'all is you can rest. That is something that I want to instill and influence in y'all, and like have my little voice in your head being like, you know, should I just push through? Or, well, Jordan said that I should rest, if rest is what I need, right? So again, it doesn't have to be even buying and purchasing stuff. It's, you know, what are the simple things that are really important that you want to lead by example, and then also be instilling in your clients and your audience. So these are just some influential ideas, ways to get your balls rolling, and then we'll move forward with the breakout session portion of this. But I'm gonna move this here. What do you use in your daily life? Listen, okay, I know y'all, it's like a running joke, I feel like at this point, but when it comes to my reels or the emails that I send or whatever else, it's always interesting what brings people to chit chat or engage. And, you know, my reels, like I have my, my vibe board in my office, which is my digital whiteboard. And I was just planning on it like I normally do and decided to film it. Okay. People literally didn't even care what was on the whiteboard. They had no cares in the world what I was teaching or influencing about. And they were like, I want that whiteboard. I was like, well, okay, cool. And I get it. Like I was the same way when I saw the whiteboard, obviously, and then purchased it, but they're inquisitive about more than just like the education portion. They're wanting to know how you live your life, because when you look at, and when you're mentored or coached or collaborating with somebody or whatever, you are going to take on what their life looks like inherently, because you are mirroring what it is that they are doing and teaching. And so if you don't really know if like this person's like, you know, a 5 a.m. workout, which again, if you are a 5 a.m. workout, like bless you, like I love you, I wish I was you. Like 5 a.m. workout, like smoothie breakfast, like, you know, meditating for an hour, doing like all of this stuff. And your life is like kids wake you up at 5 o'clock in the morning and they want breakfast and there is no time to work out then. But when they go to school, you can maybe work out. Like the people are going to be looking for that life congruency. And that doesn't mean they have to totally match. But again, more than ever, and even I can say this as somebody who had a business prior to children. For those of you who may be new to me, I have a bonus son who's 8. And life before the 8-year-old was absolutely different than the life with the 8-year-old. And not that it's good, better, worse, anything. It's just very different. And so I now think back on when I was starting my business as a single person, and how I would have clients or different things or different people who had full-blown families. Like, it's going to be very hard for them to match like the life that I'm living, because of their family dynamic is very different than my family dynamic. And again, it's not to say you can't help people that are different than you. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying people are looking to see what your life is like, because they are recognizing they want to work with people that have more life congruency, and wanting to see people who are similar to them in how their life is made up. So what are resources that you love, right? Whether that's people, books, podcast episodes. I love when people share podcast episodes with me. I'm like, oh my gosh, sometimes I get so paralyzed. I don't know what podcast episodes I should listen to, because there's so many good ones, or I don't know if they're good, right? But when people share one, I'm like, yes, oh, I'm so excited. Like, it's going to cut down the noise for me. Oh, well, that was just a duplicate slide. Okay, there we go. What's the mission behind the brand? Again, if there is a reason, which there probably is, that you want to be helping the people you're helping in the way that you're helping them, why? And you may think everybody knows. Everybody does not know. Okay, I can tell you that because in the past 2.5 years, I've repeated my mission who knows how many times, right? And so I will continue to repeat it, right? So what is your mission behind it? And who is the person behind the business? Like, share your strengths, share your Myers-Briggs if you're into that. Like, share different parts of you, right? Everyone knows that I love jigsaw puzzles. Like, everyone is familiar with the fact that I have a husband and bonus son. Well, maybe not a husband, because he doesn't like social media all that much, but you know that I have a bonus son because he likes to be all up in my space. But you know different things about me. That doesn't mean you have to share everything, trust and believe, but really warming up to the idea that people want to know you. Just like all y'all want to know me. Like, you want to know everyone else in the room as well, but you're here because you know and trust me to curate an amazing room of kind, brilliant, smart business owners, right? So don't underestimate that that's not happening for your own people. People absolutely want to know who you are. And, you don't need to share all of your life every day, 24/7, but do weave that into, your marketing or your emails or whatever it is that your podcast interviews, etc. So those are some influential ideas that you want to think through. So really just the recap of everything is, again, highlight the who in your messaging, and also, target time over money. And then also looking at the list that I had for what people are looking for in 2023, start to identify how you can, again, if you're a combination of those things or whatnot, how you can really stand out for 2023, showcase your process with case studies, totally obsessed, and then become an influencer. And that is really just coming down to changing the actions and behaviors of your audience, of your clients. That's really all that is, right? And it can be in a buying way, I suppose, but also just in a general way of living, right?